welcomed at home Dr. Gail Gross. Dr. Gail Gross. Dr. Gail Gross. It's gross. No, it's Dr. Gail Gross.
Please.
How are you, Gail?
Gail, thank you so much for coming.
Welcome. Working and our kids sending them off to work for the summer, is that robbing them of their childhood, or is that teaching them responsibility?
Well, we can't send them off. They have to want to go, and a good way to approach it is when you know your child and you feel they're ready and you don't want them to be bored, you talk with them and listen and see what they're interested in. Many times your child will try something out that they think they might want to do for life, like interning, for example. Children get to try things out, and that's what childhood is about, a safe place to try things for competence and feelings of capacity.
Well, I know her. Gail, how do you know most of our kids are smiling on the outside with what's going on in the world? How would you know if they're struggling on the inside?
You know, it's so important to do two things with children. Know your child, pay attention, and listen. The key to communication is listening. And we can see changes in behavior if we know our children. They get agitated. If they're young children, they may revert really to regressive behavior, bedwetting, crying, clingy behavior. Older children really become more aggressive because they're trying to gain control over these uncontrollable events. And so they may even go into substance abuse.
You're thinking, boy, this is a change from what was here 2 months ago and the way they're acting now. We sit down at the table. How would I start? Give a parent who doesn't know where to get going. Well, how would you start?
When I see changes in children, I bring them to a neutral place, particularly a kitchen. You know, some place that's not anyone's bedroom, not anyone's study or office, but a home nurturing place. And then I sit down and each of us have a chance to speak and listen to one another. My mother used to say, listen and you'll hear everything. And when you hear what's going on in your child's life, you have an opportunity to, especially in stress disorders, come forward as a parent and protect them. That's what they're looking for, really.
What is the purpose of dreaming? It really does have a purpose.
Yes, there are many kinds of dreams, precognitive dreams, energizing dreams. A dream is a bridge to the unconscious. And if we understand the universal symbology, then we know not just what's coming up, but how to deal with it, how to choose to deal with it.
Some of the more common dreams that most of us have had, one is that your teeth are falling out. It seems to make no sense at all, but what does that usually symbolize?
Well, teeth have a lot to do with aggression, assertiveness, sexuality. So you have to see the dream in context. To sort of just say, well, teeth mean, that's what the little books say. And those little dream books aren't bad. They're really about accessing your own unconscious. So they give you a cue, a way to sort of work your dream. If you bridge the unconscious, you'll live consciously. That way you'll have choices that are conscious choices.
Okay.
My guest today is one of the most popular and recognizable actresses in America. In fact, she's an American icon, Goldie Hawn. She has also been recognized for her many humanitarian works. She's a beautiful, intelligent, and multi-talented woman, and she's a wonderful role model. She is also the mother of 3 beautiful children, and I am delighted she has joined me today. Welcome, Goldie.
Thank you, Gail.
Oh,
it's great to be with you.
You are on a journey to India.
I'm on a journey to the world.
To the world. Tell us where you're going and what you're doing.
Well, right now I'm planning on doing a documentary, sort of a film, entertainment-based documentary, In Search of Joy around the world. It's time we started celebrating what's good. We're so inundated with so many negative images and so much fear, and you know, and joy is still alive on the planet, and I just feel compelled to go out and talk to people and find out where joy lives. Of course, I think I have the answer.
What is the answer?
I think that joy lives in here.
Yes.
And there are many wonderful myths and all kinds of data and old texts and things like that that are written that speak about where joy lives. And I know that it's alive and well on this planet, and I think we need to start celebrating it more.
You know, I listened to a speech when the Dalai Lama came to Houston. He spoke at Rice University, and someone asked him out of the audience this very deep question. He said, "Your Holiness, what is the secret to life?" And the Dalai Lama answered with a pause, "Joy, be joyful. That's
Right.
the secret of life."
Right. It is the secret of life, and I think that today, you know, people look at you and go, well, yeah, okay, how do I get there? Mm-hmm. The biggest conundrum today is that, you know, how do we approach our lives, and how do I learn to experience my own personal description of joy, because everybody has a different description of joy.
And so you've taken your own life model and really done what all educators try to do, transfer that to others, and in a sense created a curriculum for life, really, integrating joy and the kind of language we use with one another, very similar to your early experience.
I mean, I think that it's time now that we sort of all look at this and sort of jump on the bandwagon and say, okay, how are we going to build to our new future? Because, you know, those of us who have this site, are able to look at this and say, what can I do? How can I make changes? That is so we can help grow the next, you know, group of humans.
Yes, you know, Thoreau's very famous line,
yeah.
Most people live quiet lives of desperation, and yet as a knee-jerk reaction we keep raising kids in the exact same way,
Right.
instead of bringing into a child the well-roundedness of spirit
Right.
and academia
Right.
and philosophy, and making a whole child by teaching them to be.
Exactly, and it is the whole child, you know, it really is, because, and all children are imbalanced, we're
Absolutely.
all imbalanced, you know. I mean, the key to, I personally sit quietly every morning. You can call it what you want, you can call it meditation, you can call it prayer,
Contemplation,
you can call it contemplation,
whatever.
there's no real title to it. But it really is just sitting inside of myself. It's meeting myself. It's being able to sort of shake my hand every morning and sitting quietly and just sort of listening to my own heartbeat.
Well, you're a gift for all of us, and that is truly the gift of life. And you've made so much, you've mentored so many, and contributed to all around the world, to all of us, as a way of connecting us and bringing to our minds and reminding us what it is to be a human being. Thank you, Goldie.
Thank you so much.
The point is for all of us to build a sense of self and a sense of community. Joy is the secret of life, and Goldie, you are a joy. Thank you so much for being my guest today. I'm Dr. Gail Gross. Thanks for joining us.